What's going on YouTube? Armed Dragon Thunder came out a couple days ago in Duel Links and I made a video about it, but today I hit King of Games with Armed Dragons and the deck has changed quite a bit, so I figured I'd show you guys my King of Games winning deck list. So we're still on Chaz because it would be a crime to play Armed Dragons without Chaz, but we're using him for the Armed Crossover ability still. If you don't know what the Armed Crossover skill does, you discard a monster, then you search for any Armed Dragon LV monster from deck to hand. Then all these classic cards, the Armed Dragon 3 through 10 plus the White Veil, get generated into your deck after using the skill. And then you proceed to send Armed Dragons from deck to grave whose total level equals 10. And lastly, you can change up to 3 monsters in your grave into dark attributes. So this skill is giving you access to the older Armed Dragons without actually having to run them in your deck, so you can never brick on them, but you have them to break boards. You have the White Veil for level 10 white. You never know when it comes up, but most importantly, you're fixing your bricky hands by just trading out an Armed Dragon for a new one, and you set your grave up for free for your Dark Armed Dragon. We are down to a 20 card deck. I think playing any more than 20 is incorrect, because even though, yeah, you can never really brick with this deck since you just discard a monster and search for any Armed Dragon that you want, you still want to get it down to 20 cards, because that way you're seeing Dark Armed Dragon as much as humanly possible. And the whole reason this deck is so good is the ability to activate your skill. Your opponent cannot respond, not even after it, and then you can just plop down as many dads as you have on your hand. So that's why we're maxing out on him. That's why we're down to 20 cards. The Thunders, you do have a restriction on the skill. You can only use Armed Dragon monsters, and 10 of them need to be wind monsters. So we have 3 level 3. I don't expect everybody to go through the main box 3 times, so if you don't have the second or third one, you can just replace them with either like the old Armed Dragons or Armored Armed Dragon or just more level 10s. It doesn't really matter. You can search for it with the skill at all times, but having 3 is very, very nice. If you have access to 3, play them. If you don't, it's really not a big deal. But I play 3 of them, 3 level 7s, 3 level 5s. That way I just have as much consistency and gas as possible, because you need them to search for other cards and you need them in the deck to summon out when you level up. I only play the one Thunder level 10 because, to be honest, he's not that great. He's just your turn 1 play if you have to go first. This deck loves to go second, just spam Dark Armed Dragon and use all your board breakers and your classic Armed Dragons, but if you have to go first, Thunder level 10 is quite literally the only interruption this deck is capable of making, so you need him just for that. Just make sure every single time you're searching Lightning with 7, so that way he can survive 1 pop, because a lot of people are out here running stuff like Dark Hole. There's other opposing Armed Dragon players around. You want to be able to survive 1 pop so you can clap back with Thunder level 10. Speaking of Lightning, card's amazing. You only need 1 though, because it's searchable off 7, but it protects your Armed Dragons from destruction. You can recur them from your graveyard. You can even boost their attack. As you can see, I am not playing any copies of Armed Dragon Flash, and I'm not playing copies of Armed Dragon Blitz. Blitz just sucks. It's a terrible card. There's no reason to ever play it. Flash, on the other hand, is not that bad of a card, but we have to condense this into a 20 card list, and I would rather have board breakers and better special summons like Dad and White rather than just summoning level 3. Speaking of more impactful things, we got 5 staples in here. I went with 2 Book of Moon, 2 Forbidden Chalice, and 1 Treacherous Trap Hole. Basically, I went for cards that are great going first and going second, because this deck needs all the help it can with going first, but you don't want to completely compromise your going second prowess. So Book of Moon and Chalice being quick plays that can just break boards but also interrupt your opponent's fantastic. Treacherous Trap Hole, yeah, you can't use it on your first turn if you're going second, but you can just set it down after your plays are done and then next turn just blow up your opponent's entire board and try again. I don't think I talked about level 10 White yet. I play the 1 copy because sometimes you need him to banish Armed Dragons in your grave to fix your grave for Dark Armed Dragon, because sometimes you'll summon 1 Dark Armed Dragon and then it gets popped and then you have 4 darks, so that's just kind of awkward. So being able to fix that graveyard with level 10 is pretty nice. It's also just like a good card in general. The extra deck, you really don't need anything in the extra deck, if I'm being honest. Like 99% of the time I'm not going into any XZs, and even if you could, you're getting hit by Warning Point like 5 out of 10 games at the bare minimum. But I went with the Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Unicorn, Brute Enforcer. Brute Enforcer should be Nightmare Saberus, because Saberus is just better if you have Phoenix and Unicorn in your deck, but basically, you just want to make sure you have some easy forms of removal that don't require specific levels. The XEs, we have 2 rank 7s. I got Dark Armed, which is just extra pops. Comes up usually against the Rocket matchup, which spams a lot of quick effects to special summon other cards, so you'll probably miss some targets with Dark Armed. Having this extra couple pops is nice. Big Eye probably comes up the most out of anything in the extra deck. There's a lot of times where there's like Trickstar monsters that float, or there's like Time Lord players who sit on this indestructible guy that can't be destroyed by battle either, so just taking that out of the way and swinging for lethal is really nice. Then you got your rank 10 packages. Sky Palace Gongaridai is the most important one here, being able to overlay your level 10s to pop a card, burn for 500, go into your Liba, which can smack everything for 4,000, or if you detach a material, you have one less attack, but you do 6,000 instead of 4,000. Or Gustav Max. I didn't know what to put in the last spot. Again, like, I never go into this extra deck, so I was just kind of reaching here. But if you have a better rank 7, maybe play that. I honestly have never went into Gustav a single time. So that's the deck list. Before I go into the replays, I do want to just share my thoughts on this deck. It's obviously King of Games worthy. I'm not the first to hit King of Games with Armed Dragon. There's a lot of people playing like 30 card variants and using the other level change skill. They're getting King of Games, they're getting big win streaks and stuff. I don't know if I would say this is like a top tier deck. It struggles really hard against Speedroid and Orcust, especially Orcust, and those are some 2 very competitive popular decks, so I don't think Armed Dragon's gonna be meta relevant right now, but I could see it easily hitting tier 3 at some point, because you got to remember, you got this really broken skill now, and Duel Links is a very balanced format. Like, a lot of whack-ass decks are meta. Like, Dark Magician was top tier not super long ago. Gaia wasn't top tier, or was top tier not too long ago. Literally anything can be top tier in Duel Links, and I think this has the potential, maybe after a ban list, like a hit to Orcus and a hit to Speedroids, I think will do it. It's just being gatekept by those decks a little bit. Doesn't mean you can't win against them. I've won against them plenty of times, but it's just definitely not a favorable matchup. It's one of those matchups where it's like, okay, did I see Book? Did I see Chalice? If I don't, I pretty much lose. Other than that though, fantastic deck. Literally beats all other matchups. Like, every other matchup other than those 2 are pretty much free with this deck, if I'm being honest. And that's all I really got to say about it. So let's go into the replays. All right, here's the deal. My replays are kind of lame, and half of them are broken anyways because Konami, and I can't find any games in King of Games, and the only ones I do find are like troll Exodia players. So I'm gonna hit up my friend Anua, and we're gonna do a best of 3 right here with the King of Games Armed Dragons list, and hopefully I'm able to beat her. But honestly, some of the stuff she plays is kind of cracked, so who knows. All right, so Nanua's here. We're dueling best of 3. I get to go first, which could be either a really good thing or a really bad thing. And it looks like she's playing some kind of pendulum deck, and my hand's all right. I would really like to see like a Book of Moon or something here. But, you know, that could be fixed with a draw off level 3 for sure. So I'm going to summon level 5, which is going to trigger the 5 engrave. That's going to search me level 7. And then I can discard the 7 to summon my own 7. And I can now search for 3, which I'm going to have the nuttiest top deck. Just watch this. Just watch this. And then I'm going into Thunder level 10. It really doesn't matter if he's in attack or defense, but certain matchups, like when you see the character, immediately like change into defense. And I got the Book of Moon. Nice. Okay, so we'll use the Armed Dragon Lightning, and then Armed Dragon Lightning will add back the... Did I use all my level 7s in one turn? I really hope I didn't. Okay, I did not. So I'm going to actually add back one of my level 7s. And you want to use Arm Crossover right here, so that way you have Darks in the graveyard for your Dark Armed Dragon next turn, because we're going to be adding 7 back to our hand. And then I'm just going to get rid of all the bricks we can. So get rid of a Classic 7, a Classic 3, change the 7 to Dark, change the 3 to Dark, change the 5 to Dark, and we got the Book of Moon set. So we have like the optimal turn 1 end board here. Book of Moon, Lightning, level 10 pop, and Double Dad, which is more than enough. So she's gonna draw for turn. I'm just on chain because why not? I mean, I'm not hiding anything. I can always use level 10's effect. And hopefully I'm able to not completely fumble this up. So she's going to leave with the Forbidden Chalice, so I'm definitely going to chain level 10 here, just so I can trigger level 7's effect and search for Dad. I've done this so many times, I feel like people think like, oh, this guy thinks MST negates, but no, I'm just trying to get a Dad search right now. So we have 2 Dads in hand. As long as like they don't mess with our graveyard, we should be fine. But I don't think like 99% of decks aren't going to mess with your graveyard, except for like fossils of all things. So we'll see where the rest of this goes. So we got 2 Dads in the hand. We're still protected with lightning. We got 1 interruption left with Book of Moon. Unless she just has Cosmic Cyclone, then that would just be terrible. But, yeah, they're gonna go for the whatever the hell this is. I'm so like misinformed with pendulums. Like I have no idea what I'm looking at. I just know when I see 2 level 7s on the field, I'm gonna Book of Moon 1 so that there isn't a rank 7 that's gonna appear out of nowhere, which is gonna happen actually right this second. So let's find out what we want to get rid of. So this one does literally nothing, and this one does something. So I'm actually gonna flip that one down, and hopefully that is the end of her turn, so I could just drop 2 Dads and have a field day with this board. But they're actually going to go for the Spiral Flame Strike. I don't know what this does. If you control an odd-eyes card, target 1 card on the field, destroy it, or add to your hand a level 7. I feel like you're better off adding a level 7. Yeah, because I got lightning to protect my 10, so they would just have to protect the... Or they would have to just pop the lightning instead. And that's all they're adding to hand. I don't know what other plays you could be doing here. They're gonna... Ooh, special summon... No, they're gonna change the level. Yes, I totally know what pendulums do. And I'm assuming that's a tuner? Yeah, it's a tuner. So they're gonna be able to go into a Synchro 7. I don't know what 7s you could possibly go into. And they're synchroing into the Clearwing Synchro Dragon. That's fine. And now I just get to drop 2 Dads. So let's go ahead and drop 2 Dads. We set up the treacherous trap hole. This is brutal. All right, go ahead. Set up Dad number 1. Set up Dad number 2. And it's pretty much Jover from here. So I'm just gonna pop this. Pop the Crystal Clearwing. Clearwing's gonna have 1 negate here. In hindsight, it would have been optimal technically to add something back with lightning before using it up right now, but I'm 99% sure I have game right now. So I'm gonna use the second one on the Crystal Wing as well, which is going to negate my Dad again. Here we go. And then... Actually, yeah, no, I got 2 pops left because of the Dad going to the graveyard. Yeah, I totally had that planned out. I totally knew what I was doing from the get-go. And just gonna pop that face down, set the treacherous trap hole, and we're just gonna attack with Dark Arm Dragon and attack with level 10. Let's go on to game 2. All right, game 2, we're going second. I'm pretty excited. I want to show off what this deck does going second, but also pendulum boards can be kind of potent, so maybe I don't want to go second in this specific instance, but let's just see. So Nanua is going to start off with Spiral Flame Strike, add a level 7 to her hand. There is the Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. And then that's the skill. Again, I'm not going to try and pronounce that skill name. That looks like it. I'll mess it up and offend somebody. And those are 2 pendulums. So we're going to get pendulum summoning here. But bam. That is going to be probably a rank 7, I'm guessing. There's 1. There's 2. Oh, that's a 4. Oh, there's the second Pendulum Dragon. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be a rank 7 Xyz monster coming up. All right, there's Volo Fernigus, the GOAT himself. I actually really like Volo. Okay, Volo and a set card. So probably a Chalice or a Book of Moon, maybe a Cyclone, hopefully a Cyclone. Cyclone would be pretty easy to deal with. This one makes that Xyz monster rank equal to the level of that or 5 or higher while you control. Okay, I don't think that really matters. So we got a level 5, not the worst draw in the world for sure. I'm gonna activate my skill and we're gonna pitch the level 5 for a 3 so that way we have a way to even, you know, start our plays. Then I'm gonna send the level 7 because I doubt I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna send the 3, make these 3 dark monsters, and we can just immediately summon Dad, which I believe will get an interaction out of Volo Fertigus. So let's summon the Dad, and Volo's probably gonna pop me right off the bat here, I feel like. Okay, he's not. So I'm gonna activate Dark Arm Dragon, banish the level 5. And I'm going right for Volo, to be honest. Like, I feel like the back row will get a response out of this, if anything. And that is a pop on our Dark Arm Dragon, or a negate on our Dark Arm Dragon. And we still have... Okay, so we have a 7 and a 3. What we could do is... normal 3, maybe. This is probably gonna get popped. Yep, that's gonna be a pop right there. There goes our level 3. Very unfortunate, but I do have the follow-up with level 10 white. We just won't have a crazy OTK or anything like that. So let's go ahead, banish the level 3 from the grave and our level 7, which means no more Dad for the rest of the duel, but that's fine. And then we'll add a White Veil. And from here, we can get swinging. So I'm going to attack with Dark Arm Dragon first because he's huge. And then I'm going to attack with this, and then I'm going to use level 10 White's effect. And I don't know which one's better to pop. I think these... What are these? Oh, I can only pop this one. Okay. I can't even pop that one for some reason. And then we'll just end our turn there. We have an okayish hand. We definitely want to draw into a level 3. But if we have at least one monster survive this turn... Holy top deck, that's a Skull Acrobat Joker. If we have one monster survive somehow, we contribute for 5 and then we're off to the races. But honestly, this game's not looking too hot for us. They're gonna add the Performapal, Odd Eyes, Mini Taurus. She's going for a Pendulum Summon. I think she can summon one monster now. Yep, that's a level 4. And then what rank 4 would you possibly go into? Maybe the Spider to banish the level 10 white, and then maybe, I don't know what you would go into. Oh, Dark Rebellion, the Doi, you know, like the namesake of the deck, the Xyz Dragon. Alright, that makes sense. So that's the Xyz Dragon, which is going to use its effect to do a shit ton of damage and just out this Dad. Or I think she's going to swing over the Dad, and then the level 10 white's going to stay that way. But I can still pop with level 10 white, so it's not a huge deal. And more importantly, I could just tribute summon white, which is probably exactly what I'm going to do here. Let me see what I have banished. So yeah, I can totally pull this off. Ooh. Wait a minute. I might need the white to stay here, actually, because I'm trying to think how I could remove this with level 10. Have I searched for lightning yet, actually? I have not searched for lightning. Okay, rare instance of me actually using lightning's effect. So I'm going to tribute summon for 5. 5 is going to pitch 7, which is going to summon a 7 from deck. And then the 7 in my graveyard is going to search for lightning. And then we'll activate lightning and use level 7. I almost used lightning's other effect just out of habit. And then now we get into the big boy level 10, and level 5 can search. I think we have another 7 in the deck, so we can actually get a level 3 off the 7 after we pop. And then what I'm going to do from here is activate the Arm Dragon Lightning, boost the attack of level 10. I'm going to set the White Veil, hopefully, so she thinks that... Actually, can I equip onto other monsters? I don't want to test that theory right now. Oh my god, I'm gonna do it anyways. I totally can, right? No, it doesn't work like that because it's gonna go in my graveyard. Okay, so I'm using the white veil. Why not? I just had a brain fart. I'm gonna go ahead and attack this. And, boom. I actually can wipe out her pen zones. Yo, I didn't know you could wipe it out in the pen zones. I thought the skills, I thought the skill counted that as like separate zones. Okay, never mind. Guys, I'm just so good at Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I totally know what I'm doing and I'm not just accidentally making amazing plays. This is all pre-planned. I know what I'm doing. So this is gonna be the Flame Strike, and she's definitely gonna search for the level 7. Like, what else would you do here? But I think she just has to pass. Like, I don't know what you do with this board. Okay. What's the pendulum effect? You can reduce the battle damage you take from an attack involving a... Oh, okay. Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna pop it. And then we get to add the level 3. Yo, I kind of want to get this to 10,000 attack. That would be hysterical. But that would also just be mean. I don't think I could do that to Nanua. I'm gonna normal summon the level 3. We're gonna increase the attack of level 10 for shits and giggles. And we're gonna just, yeah, do the thing. There we go. What a game. What a good game.